I'd say you're in your element out there. You look like you're having fun.
Yeah. It's great, man. It's just a great process. It's challenging also. You know, you exert a lot of energy just to, you know, keep up with the kids because they're so young, man, and exuberant. And we were having discussions. Me and a few of the counselors were having discussions. Like, I wondered that we have this much energy, and my mom was like, "Yeah, you guys are the same exact way." So it's kind of surreal, man, because you know I am them. You know.
Why do you do? You don't have to do this.
No, I don't. But you know, I feel obligated to. You know, it's you know very humbling to get the support I get. You know, wherever I've been. You know, Golden State, Los Angeles, Atlanta. You know, and people here, they keep in touch. You know, they keep track, and you know, they always tell me their kids. You know, they love me, and it helps me go. It helps me. It's a part of, you know, why I do what I do, and you come back and give back, and you know, get a turnout, 120 kids, man. It's a blessing.
I don't know the history of Bertie High School, but I doubt there was a Kent Bazemore when you were a kid here.
Well, the club, we had Lester Lyons. Lester Lyons played lefty guard, went to East Carolina. He had 27 his rookie freshman year against UNC Chapel Hill, so that was one of his biggest games. We always looked up to Lester, so he came back for a few years, did a camp. I think I went to his camp for like 4 straight years. So he came back when he could and shed a light on us and you know try to help us the same way I'm doing now. So I think it's important for people to make it out, you know, and come back, you know, because it gives the kids the belief they need to make it in this world.
Yeah, I mean, is that kind of like the hidden message there that work hard, you get a college scholarship, you know, and things like that?
Yeah, I think.
Not even NBA, really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, more so not working hard. It's just being able to weather the storm, you know, because down here it's rough. You know, it's a very underprivileged area. Obviously, this is an area that you know has a lot of resources. So, you know, kids are at a disadvantage, you know, from day one, and it's not their fault. You know, it's just the way it is here. So, just weathering the storm and kind of channeling it to propel yourself, you know, for the life ahead, because once you make it out, it doesn't get any easier. You know, it's not easy being an NBA basketball player. It's not easy, you know, trying to run a foundation. It's not easy, but, you know, I think my upbringing here, you know, the grit I've accumulated, the hardships that I've been through, you know, so when something happens, it's not a big deal because, hey, it's been worse. So.
How'd you get to Old Dominion?
John Richardson. He graduated from Bertie High School. I was a sophomore at the time. We're playing Hereford County, so he came back home. He was at Old Dominion at the time. Took the hour and 15, hour and a half minute drive. Came down, watched the game, and I had one of the biggest games ever. I had like 30 points off the bench. He was like, "Man, who is this kid?" You know, I was young, just lanky, electric, just bouncy. And he was like, "All right." And he found out he and my mom went to school together actually. So. It's like, "That's your son?" She was like, "Yeah." And then he kept tabs. And my senior year, the head coach, Blaine Taylor, came down to see me play. Oh, the most awful. I had the worst game ever, man. It was so embarrassing. And I couldn't even look him in the eyes after the game. And he said, "You know what, just keep working. And I ended up at Old Dominion, man. The rest is history.
Was that your first offer?
No. Actually, had an offer from Norfolk State. I had an offer from UNC Wilmington, Virginia Commonwealth, VCU offered me, and Old Dominion. So it's funny because I go to the Old Dominion game, they're playing VCU at the TED, and ODU VCU is a packed house there. I'm like, my eyes are huge, and ODU wins, and I'm like, I'm coming here. Simple as that.
You realize ODU fans are probably throwing up at the prospect of you going to VCU. You know that.
Yeah, you know, I can't even imagine what it would be like, you know, if I was wearing, you know, a VCU jersey. Like, it's just weird, you know. And I respect a lot Joey Rodriguez, great point guard there, Brad Burgess, you know, Eric Maynard, Larry Sanders. Like, I respect all of those guys, you know, but when we were on the floor, like, couldn't stand them at all. Couldn't stand them at all.
You redshirted, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how important was that? I mean, just to be able to mature, and I mean, that's a big step from Bertie Division I college basketball?
It was perfect, man. It was the perfect glitch in the matrix for me. You know, it slowed me down a little bit. Coming from here, being one of the best players on the floor every night, you know, and not even having the tools to be the best player. You know, I wasn't a great shooter. I could handle it a little bit. You know, I was long. You know, solid defender. You know, not great. So when I went to college, you know, we started practicing in October. I think I got my first layup as a red shirt in like February, right before the conference tournament. So that's the learning curve that I had. So I had to overcome. And Coach Taylor has a great eye for talent. And you know, when I came in, he put the depth chart out in front of me and helped me understand the reasons why I was red shirting. And maybe, you know, it wasn't because I wasn't good enough. It's just that he wanted to make sure I got the best out of my tenure there.
Biggest memory at Old Dominion. Best memory at Old Dominion.
Best memory. Wow.
I can think of one.
I think it would be winning the first championship, the first conference championship. I mean, it was against William and Mary. I think they had upset Northeastern that year. Winning that was great, you know, because I played here. I got a lot of like personal accolades, you know, Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and I got a lot of things, you know, for me personally. But winning the championship is no better feeling because, you know, the coaching staff, the players, they all are a part of it. You know, the guys that you went to work with every day, you know, they were a part of it. And we repeated again in 2011. We played VCU in Richmond at the Richmond Coliseum. It's unfair if you ask me. It's basically a home game for those guys. And it's a packed house, man, on ESPN, and we won that game. It was great. It was great. Probably one of the best game of my career there.
How about the Notre Dame game?
Oh yeah, advancing in the tournament. That was sweet, man. But we were just a year away. You know, if that would have happened, you know, my junior year, we lose in the first round to Butler. You know, that hurt, but you know, it was a great run at Old Dominion, man. Winning this class in history. You know, I got 2 championships there, 2 NCAA appearances. I can't complain, man. It's a great career there.
You're slow out of the gates senior year because of the surgery, right?
Yep.
And then, I mean, that February was an amazing.
Yeah.
That was one of the best stretches I've ever seen an Old Dominion player ever have when you were healthy.
Yeah, that was just me, you know, yeah, like you said, getting healthy. Coming off of surgery, it worked out that I had a 3-month period where I would miss time, and maybe 3 months and a week later, we had like our first exhibition game. And Jason Mitchell, who's the athletic trainer there, he got me right all the way up until that point. And it was a struggle, you know, for me as a 21, 22-year-old, you know, having to battle, you know, you come into the season, you're supposed to be the best player. You're only starter returning. And then you got, you know, the burden of an injury. You know, I had a DUI that summer, so it was a lot. It was a lot on me, you know, as a young 21-year-old. And, you know, I just stayed the course. You know, I kept believing. It didn't seem impossible. Nothing ever seemed impossible. It always seemed obtainable. And I just, you know, kept my head down, kept working.
We did a story on you that senior year, and you said your goal was to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
And everybody probably says that.
Yeah.
And the odds are against every single person.
Oh, yeah.
And you weren't even drafted.
Nope.
How did you do it?
You got to have a team, man. You got to have people around you that believe. And you know, my mom and my dad, my younger brother, they're amazing. Like they you know, always know what to say, what to do to pick me up. You know, whenever something was not bad, you know, my mom would be like, hey, you're doing the best you can. That's all you can do. You know, my dad was always my toughest critic. Even when I was in high school, I have 30-point game. He's like, well, son, you missed 5 layups and 4 free throws. You know, you could have done a lot better. So I had the perfect balance of, you know, the perfect balance to keep me going forward. You know, my younger brother is still my toughest critic to this day. You know, he keeps me on my toes, and I'm just so proud of him to where he's come. And, you know, outside of my immediate family, you know, my agent, Austin Walton, you know, he was helping me. I was going through a DUI trial, and he was there presenting, trying to be my agent. So, you know, he stuck around, and, you know, we weathered the storm. My girlfriend, Samantha, she's there. You know, I'm Kenji, vice president of my foundation. The team around you is so important. You know, you got to have great people around you that want the best for you, and won't. If you fail, you know, they take a part of the blame. You got to have people that hold themselves accountable for you. That way, the pressure's on you at the end of the day. Hey, you got people around you doing the right things, so you got to fill the void. You know, you got to be doing the right things as well.
What did you learn after the last game at ODU? What did you learn from that whole experience?
Man, it's humbling, man. It's humbling. You know, I'm out there in warm-ups feeling great. You know, I'm shooting from the hash mark, you know, dunking. I'm feeling great, and you just have to realize how easily something can be taken away from you. You know, so you can't take any second you step on the floor for granted. You know, a lot of people say this could be your last game. You know, and yeah, that's true. But, you know, so many other things that can happen as well. So, I mean, a lot of people say the end of careers always falter. Most people think it's an injury that happens, you know. I got arrested. I sat down there in Virginia Beach, and my ankle's still taped, my jersey on, my compression shorts. You know, I'm just, you know, it's an experience that, you know, when you go through depths like that, you know, mentally, and you're able to climb out of it and even talk about it, you know, it just says who you are as a person. You know, it's nothing to me now. I mean, I'm super open about it, and I think it definitely helped me. I mean, it helped me a lot, tremendously.
So you go to the PIT.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. You weren't spectacular, right?
No, it's terrible. Terrible.
So how'd you still get the invite to the summer league?
Well, the DUI news had just released before that, right before the PIT. And, you know, it's in Portsmouth, so had a lot of ODU people there. And these guys coming in, you know, they're pretty good players, you know. Playing in the CAA, you know, you didn't see this kind of competition night in and night out, so it was just it was different for me. And, you know, me being young at the time, 22 years old, I mean, I didn't know how to handle, you know, being in the media right now with something negative like that, or, you know, every meeting you sit in with a team, you know, they ask you about it. They ask you if you drink, they ask you if you party. So they asking all these things, you know, trying to see who I am as a person. And I think it really hurt me, you know, having that DUI. It really hurt, you know, my way into the NBA. And, you know, I didn't play well, and, you know, everyone knew I was still a solid defender. So my agent, Austin, he pitched to some teams, hey, you got a good wing coming in. Why don't you bring my guy in? See, because he's about the closest thing you're going to get to one of the NBA player with his length and athleticism. And why don't you bring him in and let him guard him? And, you know, Golden State brought me in twice, and I did really well there, and I got a summer league spot.
The experience in Golden State. I mean, going from Kelford to Norfolk to the Bay Area.
Culture shock after culture shock after culture shock, man. I mean, you go from living around 400, 300, 400 people to a city that has 220,000 people, to the Bay Area is it's California. You know, you're 3 time zones away. You know, you're just like getting your day going. People are already having lunch over here. My mom's going to sleep at 10 o'clock. It's only 7 over there. I'm just eating dinner. So it was a learning curve. You know, it was like, how do I handle this? I'm so far away from home. Like it's scary out here, you know. You're out there by yourself. I'd never been, you know, that far west a day in my life, never, ever. And you know, but the Bay Area fans, they made me feel at home. You know, me doing the whole sideline cheering thing, you know, it blew up, came into a huge phenomenon, and they loved me out there, and I just felt at home. So I was able to get comfortable and, you know, grow amongst myself, and, you know, just figure out life.
But you weren't getting the minutes, so maybe, in hindsight, was the best thing that ever happened to you being traded to the Lakers?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, not getting the minutes, though, was great, too, because I don't think I was ready for it, man, to be honest. You know, I would work hard, but, you know, mentally, my confidence wasn't where it needed to be in order to perform on a night-to-night basis. You know, I was thinking too much, you know, just all the wrong things, you know, overthinking things and not confident in my jump shot. I mean, it was just a lot going on, you know, and I got a chance to, you know, watch the league MVP, you know, from a front row seat, Stephen Curry, for a year and a half, and, you know, learn from those guys, learn from the vets in the locker room. You know, Richard Jefferson and Jared Jack were huge, you know, in my rookie year as vets. And they kind of took me under their wing and kind of showed me the ropes, and they helped me grow up. You know, they knew You know, I looked out of place. I just looked out of place. I wasn't drafted, and I was a country kid from North Carolina, and I just didn't know enough. I didn't know enough at the time, and they took me under their wing, and it kind of helped me along the way.
And then the shot in LA, where you actually got the minutes, serious minutes, and serious points and serious numbers.
Yeah, it's all about being ready. You know, I worked hard every day. You know, even though I wasn't getting the minutes, I worked hard every day. I showed up at the arena on game days at about 3:30. I worked out for an hour before the game. I mean, I didn't know if I was going to play or not. It didn't matter. You know, I was saying I need to be better. I need to be better than what I am, and I just kept working every day. I kept working. I kept working. I kept working. So when I went to LA, I was like, oh, it's go time now. You know, as soon as I walked in, Coach Mike D'Antoni, who was the coach there at the time, was like, man, just do what you do. You know, we seen you play. We like your games. Do what you do. And I was able to go out there and not worry about, you know, if I make a turnover or a mistake coming out of the game. So I was comfortable. And once I got comfortable, it was you know, game over.
So then, free agency, the Hawks come calling. Who else was looking at you?
Oh, my birthday's on July 1st, and that's the day that free agency starts. So I was still in the Bay Area, so right at 9:00, like it starts at midnight Eastern time, so 9 o'clock Western. Right at 9:01, I get a call from Dallas Mavericks. I get a call from a bunch of teams, man. It was like 9 teams. It was the most, like, I didn't know what to do. I'm sitting on the bed like, these people really, hey, this is the GM of this team. Hey, this is the GM of this team. Like, it was like these big time guys calling my phone. I'm sitting in the bed with, you know, just getting off an injury, you know, because I'm not sure what my future holds. You know, I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I don't know if I'll ever get another chance. You know, a lot of teams don't like taking chances on injured guys. So, I mean, my mind is all over the place. And like I said, you know, the team around you. You know, Austin's great, man. He planned it so every day my name was in the media, every day. Hey, Kent Bazemore got interest from this team, got interest from that, like every day. And it was a hectic process. We were in Las Vegas, and we're trying to negotiate a deal with the Atlanta Hawks, and it's back and forth, it's back and forth. And as soon as I'm leaving the gym, he calls me and is like, hey man, I got a deal. We're gonna call and we're gonna verbally agree to it, and it's history from there.
It couldn't have worked out any better. I mean, I know obviously they were a good team, but I don't think anybody expected them to have the best record in the Eastern Conference.
Exactly. Unselfish brand of basketball. That's what I'm trying to teach here, you know, moving the ball. You know, I do a lot of drills here with kids, and the ball never even touched the floor. You know, I've been teaching them the motion offense for 3 days, you know, filling 4 spots for the big man in the middle, and they picked it up in 3 days, which is amazing. And that's why I love the kids here. That's the confidence I have in these kids. You know, I'm not afraid to try something new because I know they can pick it up. Very intelligent children here, you know, very intelligent. We just need it to carry over, you know, to the middle school program, to the high school program. And these kids actually learn how to play the game of basketball, which increases their chances of not even being, you know, getting a scholarship for basketball, but just learning how to learn. You know, learning is a learning process, a process. You just don't wake up and know how to learn. You have to learn how to retain the right information, you know, get rid of the things you really don't need, you know, kind of filter it and try to understand it the best way that you can as a person to get the best out of it. So, you know, and that's why these kids are like dear to my heart, because they are me, you know. I had Coach Chris Towell, who was my first AAU coach. He took me from Bertie County and took me all over North Carolina playing basketball, got me out of here, got me a chance to see everything, and it's great, man. So, and that's why I'm back. That's exactly why I'm back.
And a couple of months ago, you're guarding, as a screen grab on ESPN.com, you're guarding LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, from Bertie to.
It's amazing. It's just, you know, but you know, I haven't had a chance to, you know, really sit down and soak it up, you know, because my expectation is so high, man. You know, I want to be, you know, great. You know, so I feel like if I'm like, oh man, you know, you're doing great. You know, I'm scared that I may relax, because, you know, human nature. You know, if you tell yourself you're doing well, you know, human nature is kind of, you know, let your hair fall a little bit. You know, I just want to stay, you know, locked in. And it's a gift and a curse with me. Sometimes I'm too serious, and sometimes I'm not. It's hard. You know, I'm still growing. I'm still figuring myself out. You know, so I'm just trying to find that gray area where I can really, you know, channel it the right way and propel off it. You know, I'm doing well so far, but I've had some bumps here and there, you know, with myself, and you know, slumps during the season, you know, just getting too heady, getting too mental, and I'm figuring out, but it's getting there. It's getting close. We're getting close.
I guess you're living the dream, though, right?
Yeah. It's definitely every kid's dream, man. Every kid's dream is to play in the NBA, and only 3,990 some players have ever worn an NBA jersey, ever. I mean, that's great company, and I mean, to be, you know, playing amongst the best every night on the grand stage it's just, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's I mean, other than saying it's great, but that's not even a word that really describes it. You know, it's a cop out to say it's great, but it's just amazing. I don't even know. It's it, man. It's great. That's all I know how to say.